Hey folks, happy Friday to you. We continue our FUMCCV devotional following our August prayer calendar. As I said yesterday, if you're looking for the September calendar, you can get it on campus here in the narthex in the office lobby. You can get it through the Wednesday and Sunday email. You can get it on the website, fumccv.org. If you're not on that email list, go to the website, get on that email list. That's the best way to get all of our information. All right, so we're talking about becoming the voice of Christ. That's a theme for all of this week. The scripture for today is the same scripture that I'll be preaching on. For today, Friday, is the same scripture that I'll be preaching on Sunday morning. Let's read that together. The Gospel of John. John chapter 8. I invite you to turn there. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. It's in your New Testament, fourth book in your New Testament, the last of the canonical Gospels. And as you're finding that, John chapter 8, there's lots of ways in which the voice of Christ comes out. What we'll be focusing on this week is that the voice of Christ is a voice of prayer. It's a voice that draws people to God, and it is a voice for justice. And so we're going to be touching on those three things. And of course, before we can become the voice of Christ for the world, we have to know exactly what that voice sounds like and what that voice does. Well, it prays, it draws people to God, it fights for justice. So those three things. In this passage alone, we really see two of those three things, that Jesus draws this woman closer to God by his actions, and that he is an advocate for justice in this story. All right, the woman caught in adultery, John chapter 8, verse 2. Early in the morning, he came again to the temple. All the people came to him and sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and making her stand before all of them, they said to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman. Now what do you say?" They said this to test him, so they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. Then they kept on questioning him. He straightened up and he said to them, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And once again, he bent down and wrote on the ground. When they heard it, they went away one by one, beginning with the elders, and Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, sir." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go your way, and from now on, do not sin again." And so here in this story, he brings great grace and mercy to this woman. His actions, his voice draws her closer to God. Certainly that grace and mercy draw her closer to God. He's also an advocate for justice. I mean, the idea of adultery and how all that works, and the men casting the first stone, and so many pieces of this story are about them wanting to judge someone according to the law, and to literally put her to death by throwing stones at her. And he steps in to advocate for her. You know, part of our voice is to step in to advocate for those who are without voice, like the woman was in this passage. So pray, draw people to God, fight for justice, become the voice of God. God bless. Have a great day.